Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. Today it looks like Nvidia could actually be releasing something super. AMD's Navi may get ray tracing and X570 motherboards aren't going to be cheap. But first, check out the Gamer Meld Discord server, a community for hardware and gaming enthusiasts to come, hang out, ask questions, or just talk tech. You can sign up for free at discord.gg/gamermeld today or follow the link in the description below. Alright, now let's get to the news. Starting things off, Nvidia still hasn't revealed anything when it comes to their super event, which I think further proves that the company released their trailer before Computex just in case AMD announced Navi. Since they didn't, Nvidia will likely announce it at or around E3 to try and overshadow AMD. And of course, don't forget that I'll be doing a stream for AMD's Navi event and possibly Nvidia's if I have enough time between the announcement, so make sure to subscribe for that. Either way, we've got a couple potential leaks regarding the upcoming cards. First, while I wouldn't normally do a story on such a random post, with the fact that Nvidia put the teaser on their GeForce gaming channel, two stories claiming knowledge from board partners on new GPUs with very similar information, and there were leaks even before the super announcement with similar claims, it makes a lot of sense. Of course, please understand where this is coming from and that it isn't confirmed. Either way, on the Chinese Weibo forums, the user ImagineCo gave some really interesting information and specs on Nvidia's super cards. For one, the user quoted price cuts, which is similar to what WCCF Tech heard, with them expecting a full $100 off. Next, we have specs, and starting things off, the 2080 Super comes with 3072 cores, which is only around a 4% increase, but we don't know the clock, so performance could be higher. Plus, it comes with 16 gigabits per second GDDR6. Next is the 2070, which has an insane 11% increase in cores, though its memory speed stayed the same. What's interesting is that the user stated that the 2070 will be equivalent to the 2080, which makes the earlier assumption that Nvidia would eventually fade out the original RTX cards a very real possibility, and could explain the rumored price cut. Finally is the 2060, which has a whopping 13% more cores, and even gets 2 GB more GDDR6, bringing it to 8 GB. And that one definitely makes sense, as the 2060 could use more, especially with it being more powerful. Of course, once again, take this with a grain of salt. I've tried asking my Nvidia contact and haven't heard a peep, so they're clearly keeping this under wraps, but leaks like this do turn out to be right plenty of times. The second bit of news that can actually be one of two different stories is the recent update to 3D Mark's Port Royal, which is their ray tracing benchmark. In it, they state that it's to quote, improve compatibility with upcoming hardware. Now, this actually could be Navi. It's really hard to say because as far as I can tell we haven't heard anything official, though during discussions at Computex, Lisa Su made it very clear that AMD feels ray tracing is the future of graphics and that they'll be discussing it more during E3. And because Port Royal works with any cards that support DirectX ray tracing, which as far as I'm aware doesn't require ray tracing specific hardware, AMD's cards could support it. So maybe it is AMD, but it could also be Nvidia, which you can actually find articles with the authors stating both ways, so it's anyone's guess. Basically, when it's all said and done, new GPUs are coming, and you can bet that Nvidia is willing to lower prices or do whatever it takes to remain competitive. Lastly for today, it looks like AMD's X570 motherboards are likely going to see a big price increase. During an interview with MSI's CEO and other board partners at Computex, Tom's Hardware found out the sad news. According to the CEO, we can expect the boards to be priced as high as Intel's Z390, which is definitely a change. As for why, it's likely what you'd expect, with the main culprit being PCI Express 4.0. But MSI also made it clear that AMD is wanting to get into the high end, and while that's understandable, I certainly hope they don't forget about the budget market. Of course, their upcoming CPUs are definitely looking like they'll be great price to performance, so I wouldn't be too worried. With all of that said, the final pricing hasn't been confirmed, but MSI's CEO does state that there's a price gap between the X470 and X570 chipsets. So while that does it for today, what did you think of the news? Excited for new GPUs, or do you just want a current model for less? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please subscribe. And as always, have a great day.